Okay, question 32. The normal systolic blood pressure P in millimeters of mercury for an adult male X years old can be modeled by the equation P equal to X plus 220 over 2. According to the model, for every increase of 1 year in age, by how many millimeters of mercury will the normal systolic blood pressure for an adult male increase? Okay, so this equation represents the systolic blood pressure. Okay, and then they are asking us for if the age increased by 1, by how much does the blood pressure increase? So what we can do here is we could use some test numbers, right? Let's just say if X is, 20, why not? Okay, so let's just say this person 20 years old. We can actually plug it in and solve for the blood pressure, right? So P is equal to X plus 220 over 2. So if X is 20, okay, so X is 20, so it'll be 20 plus 220 over 2. And we solve that, that's equal to, you can type in the calculator. Right, 20 plus 220, 240, divided by 2 is 120. So that's the blood pressure, right, when X equal to 20. Well, so now we had to test it out when the age increased by 1. So now X will be 21, and so age is 21. We can solve for the blood pressure again, right? So that would be 21 plus 220 over 2. Okay, which is 21 plus 220, 241 divided by 2, we get 120.5. All right, so by how much does the blood pressure increase? We went from 120 to 120.5. It increased by how much? Increased by 0.5, right? So 120 to 120.5, so 0.5 increase. And that should be our answer. Okay, so the age increased by 1. You see the blood pressure increased by 0.5. Okay, you can either say 0.5 or 1/2. Either one will be correct. So if you use some different test numbers, it should give us the same result. Okay, because if we think about this equation, we can actually rewrite this. If you break this apart and rewrite this as X over 2 plus 220 over 2, we can actually rewrite it again as 1/2 X plus 220 over 2 is like 110. So pretty much here you see is a 1/2 in front of X. So that is our slope. Okay, so the slope is the rate of change. So it tells us as X increased by 1, how much does the Y value increase? So in this case, slope is 1/2, right? So that means that X increased by 1, the Y value, which is like P, right? The blood pressure in this case should increase by 1/2. Okay, so that's what the slope is. So no matter what test number we pick, it should always give us the same result here. Okay, so for this question, it should be 0.5 or 1/2.